My friends, we are in a brand new recording studio. Welcome to the Mario Matter, your favorite Nintendo podcast, episode number 80, with your host, EmSwizzle or Max. Whichever one you want to call me, doesn't really matter. Guys, we have a packed Nintendo news show, and we're in our brand new recording studio that we've built for my content. And I know what you're thinking, Max, that wall is very empty. Trust me, we are working on it diligently. It'll be filled in like a month or so, so just keep an eye on that wall. Yeah, we're working on it, but welcome to the show, guys. We have a packed Nintendo news podcast today. We haven't spoken since the Mario Day announcements. A brand new Mario movie has been announced. What the heck? That's a random one. We will talk about that in depth today. We also got release dates for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. And next week, guys, Princess Peach Showtime does release, and we are giving away a copy of the game to one of you people that are listening right now. All that you have to do to enter is subscribe to the Mario Matter podcast channel on YouTube, which is where you're watching this right now if you are on the video version, and comment down below which Princess Peach outfit is your favorite, or costume, you know, like the chef one, the freaking detective one. Comment down below, and we will have a winner chosen next podcast episode, which releases on March 23rd, 2024. Look forward to that, but we have a guest today, guys, to run through all of the news with us. Let's go ahead, let's get to all of our Nintendo news and introduce that guest.
Welcome to the Mario Matter, the #1 Nintendo podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is a fellow Nintendo YouTuber you've most definitely seen, making sure you are filled in on all of the newest news, rumors, leaks, and all the rest of it. His online name reminds me of one of my favorite Wii U games. It is Nin10doland. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. How are you?
No, I'm doing pretty swell. So for the audience here that wouldn't know this, me and Landon have been dealing with audio issues, camera issues for the past, we were supposed to start at 12, it's 12:25.
Yeah, I mean, you had little things going on, and then all my stuff decided to break apart on me, and just a big mess this morning, but we got it together. We're good.
We have it together. Listen, most people would keep this a secret, like just kind of push through it. I have like a 25-foot microphone cable just sitting here on the floor because I had to make this work. But hopefully it should be all good, should be all great. So I do like to discuss the guest before we do get into all the news. Here we go. Audio issues peeping back in. So I do want to know, Landon, what is your origin story? How did it begin for you on YouTube?
Well, I always had the idea to do something, but I just didn't have the stuff to do it. And I just, grew up watching people like Game Explain and even Nathaniel Bandy and them, and just watching them talk about Mario, making rankings and stuff. And
yeah,
I remember watching the first Mario Odyssey trailer, and it's like, I see so many things that I want to talk about. I'm like, look at all these little things. I feel like some people are missing the stuff that I'm seeing. I want to talk about it all. So eventually I just put some money into some equipment, just some, really small things to do while I was in college at the time. And just started taking it slow, and then it just started building, and I just started doing more, progressing from Mario to Nintendo everything, and then news and everything, and it just kind of grew from there.
Exactly. That's awesome sauce, dude. That's awesome. And then where was the first Nintendo experience for you? Like, when did it start?
My dad started me off very young, right at the tail end of the 64. But it really, for me, was the beginning of the GameCube. So like Mario Sunshine, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is kind of the first couple games that I've ever played. So it was the GameCube, the Game Boy Advance. That's kind of where I started.
Here in Thousand Year Door, you must be pretty excited about May this year.
If you haven't seen my reaction video, then don't watch it because it's embarrassing. But I had to post it because I promised the chat that I would. But I mean, it's the first time I ever genuinely started tearing up over something. I was like, dude, this is surreal.
During my research on you, I actually watched that stream where you reacted to it. Yeah, that was like one of the things that I had watched. It was great, man. But anybody who had a connection with the game like that would have reacted the exact same way. So I wouldn't even fault you, to be honest there.
Yeah, it felt like it was just one of those things that was never going to happen. Like it just never, this is going to be a game that we just will always love. And, Nintendo's moved away from that formula. And then the fact that it just something like that could happen, it just blew my mind.
Exactly. So that is actually part of our news today, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. But we are going to begin with the Nintendo news headlines, where we kind of run through some bits and bobbles of Nintendo news from the past week. We record on a Friday, we post on a Saturday, so everything from this Friday to the last Friday, we're going to talk about. So our first thing, you know what, I was going to go in order here, but let's start with a spicy one, because I saw that you just made a video on this a couple days ago, and I want to actually start here, because I feel like we can get into a big discussion. Let's begin with a rumor, and you might know where I'm going here. The next Animal Crossing game is being rumored about, all the details are being rumored. It might be set for 2026. So this rumor comes from Nash Weedle on Twitter. I'm going to read the information, then we can just, discuss it, break it down bit by bit. So he's basically put out tons of details on the next Animal Crossing game that he is hearing about. Let's go ahead. Let's run through all of them. So number one, you can move around with controllable vehicles. There will be a large city with skyscrapers, maybe like city folk. Adventure missions, puzzles, and mini-games, more collaborative multiplayer. The release date is 2026, along with a series. God knows what that means, but we'll talk about it. New monetary system within the game. A large shopping center where you can have your own store and sell your designs to other users, furniture store, clothing store, vehicle workshop, etc. And a separate city completely online to interact with connected users with minigames, vehicle races, cake throwing, celebrate birthdays, mouse hunt, whatever the heck that means, all right? But we have to talk about it. Let's start here. Before we break it down bit by bit, do you believe any of this?
It sounds like one of those situations that's like exactly what Animal Crossing needs. And it's just like, it just sounds too good to be true. Like, this is literally what should happen. It's hard to say, especially for 2026. I don't even know how you get information on something so early.
Yep.
So I'm torn, but like, it sounds like it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing that I took away from the most was the multiplayer aspect, because I feel like that's something that Animal Crossing was just barely still touching. Like, you could go visit friends' islands and stuff, but you were limited. You couldn't do a whole lot. You were just coming over to see things and maybe trade some items. So to be able to have like mini games, or like to play around in just one city that's already generated, you guys can go play mini games, have parties and stuff. And like that, it sounds amazing.
The only thing that I worry about there is, like, while that sounds great, and please keep in mind, guys, that this is a rumor, not confirmed. While it sounds amazing, I just feel like it's not going to become Animal Crossing. Because while we don't have to break it down bit by bit, the one thing that I noticed that kind of made me write this off, like, okay, this is not real. So during Animal Crossing New Horizons, a big thing to design your island was to, like, go on the little kiosk and download other people's, designs to put on your island. The fact that it says you're going to be able to sell your designs is like, that's not going to happen. That's like, I know it's not for real money, but like, if somebody has a listing for their pathway that they've made for 1 billion bell, like, no one's paying. It's not going to happen. So that, for me, kind of wrote this off as not true. The year 2026, I can believe, but that sounds like a safe prediction. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean that's what, about 6 years, I think. So
that would be 6, yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense, especially if the new console is coming next year. That's what, year 2, so that sounds like something they would do. But
yeah, for sure. But yeah, it just sounds very ambitious. Any final thoughts there? Are there any parts of this that you like would really want in the next game?
Oh, the vehicles I thought was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, obviously there's been no reason in the past, because the islands have never been like that big or that like diverse where you needed a vehicle to travel around. So that tells me like it's actually going to be like a big city where you can drive around on a scooter or something to get from place to place. I like the idea of, like, I'm a little bit torn, because I see what you're talking about. Someone could definitely like sell a couch for $1 million bells or something like that. And just be stupid, and it's just like, it's all a mess. But like, I could kind of like get down for kind of an in-game like store situation where like you have people selling stuff. There's a marketplace in game, obviously all like bells that you'll be paying with. But maybe there's some type of way they can regulate, like if no one's buying that couch, obviously they got to lower the price. So, I mean, there's some like processing to it, like you could think about, and it does sound a lot for an Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't, I would hope, because I mean, like, I'm not sure if you can tell, like, I'm kind of an Animal Crossing fan, just a little bit. So I would hope that they don't steer too far away from what it's, its core, what it's known for. That rhymes. But, just expand. Vehicles are the next step. That's got to be in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a rumor. Don't want to spend too much time on that. But that was a bit, I'm sure that you're a big Animal Crossing fan. We've never met. That was kind of my territory. We're going to get into your territory here, because Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD have gotten their release dates and the cover arts revealed. Let's dive into release dates first. So this was announced on Mario Day, March 10th, last week. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, May 23rd, 2024. Day one buy, huh?
My goodness. I don't even know. I already went to GameStop. I've already pre-ordered it. It's already set.
Mm-hmm.
It's still unreal. I'm looking at the box art just still right now, just staring at this thing like, this is just beautiful. I love this so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's coming soon. That's a lot sooner than I was expecting, because, they said 2024 compared to Luigi's Mansion being summer.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting, especially if those rumors suggesting that the Switch 2 is being pushed back. So, I mean, like, that sounded like they was going to maybe push Paper Mario even further, August, September, kind of have it towards the end of the year as something big. But you know what? I'm not complaining.
Yeah. I did think that it would come a bit sooner, just because, like, we didn't have anything for April or May. We have Princess Peach Showtime, but, like, that's end of March. Then we have nothing April. Before last week, we had nothing for May. And then we would assume that, Luigi's Mansion would come out June or July. But yeah, I mean, this is great. You have something for May. This makes me think, though, because we certainly, at this point, have nothing planned for April, at least that we know of. Do you think that they would put out, like, a direct or something in April? Like a mini?
I want to say that, but because I think, what is that Endless Oceans game is coming in April.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like we're going to count that as, like, their... like the big game for that month, even though for a lot of people it may not be.
I forgot about that game, yeah.
But, I mean, can they hold off until June? I think they could if they had to, but...
I think that's May. Is it May? May 2nd.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm wrong. You're right.
I mean, sorry, not to, like, correct you. I just, like, didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
April's empty. What do you do for April there? I guess... mini? Direct?
It would have to be a mini. I don't think they have enough for a full right now.
No. Did you see that fake leak or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I'll throw it on screen for those who haven't seen it, but no way. No. They would never. So guys, it was a direct mini leak, I believe. I think it was a mini, and there were, in this leak supposed to be like 9 first-party games or whatever. Like that's just not going to happen. 9 Nintendo games, 1 mini direct. They don't even do that for a full direct.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, it's not gonna happen.
You get your filler of just random stuff, and then like that middle of the show announcement, the beginning, middle, and the end is like all you're getting for like really crazy things. So I'm like, yeah. And then like Galaxy 1 and 2 was on there again. I'm like, why would they re-release Galaxy 1 just to get 2 out?
I can understand Galaxy 2 because I mean, they haven't put it on Switch yet, and I just saw your video talking about. I think it was a video from like last week about how it was kind of like underlooked. Yeah, that one should come to Switch.
So weird. I don't get it.
Weird one indeed. But we have Luigi's Mansion 2 got its release date, June 27th, 2024. Now, we expected this much. That's like right when summer begins. My only question, though, is Endless Ocean, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD are all releasing on Thursdays. This is new. This is very new. What are your thoughts?
It is weird. I actually just found out about this when you sent this over, and I was like, wait a second. I started going on the internet and like, wow, is this like a new thing that they're preparing for like the next era of Nintendo, the next console? Is this the new release date?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, personally, I don't have much of a problem with it. I think it helps me, if anything, because a lot of the time Fridays is like the end of the week. That's when I go out with the wife, or that's when I go, with friends and do stuff, and I can't really cover the game that drops. So kind of nice to have it maybe like a day sooner, technically. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't have a big problem with it. I see maybe some people could, but.
Yep. For me, it's like, I mean, it doesn't change much for me. I'm going to buy the game, we're going to play it, but it's just weird because I feel like it's always been on, like, everything that you look at's Friday. Every major Switch game Friday, apart from, like, I think Luigi's Mansion 3 was like a random Halloween drop or something. But, like, most of the time, it's like a Friday. So to see it go to Thursday is weird. I don't know what the strat is, but yeah, because I was gonna write. Do you see how I've written these dates on the notes? May 23rd. I was gonna write Friday, May 23rd, and so I looked up to make sure that was a Friday, and it wasn't. It was weird.
Yeah.
But you're probably more in favor. I mean, like, does it change you? Does it change your thoughts if it changes to Thursday?
No, not at all. No.
Yeah, it's a game. It comes out 24 hours earlier. It doesn't.
Yeah, right.
Can't really change much there. Other Mario Day announcements, apart from the big one that we'll talk about later on. 3 classic Mario games have released on Nintendo Switch Online. We have the big 3, very, very nice ones that should have come a bit sooner, but I can't really complain. They're there now. Number 1, Dr. Mario for the Game Boy. Number 2, Mario Golf Game Boy Color. And 3, Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color as well. They're all out right now, and you do not need the expansion pack to play them, just the base Switch Online membership. Which one, Landon, are you playing first? Or have you played first?
Mario Golf, I already played it 3 times.
Yep.
Played it again. I'm not a Mario Tennis person. I never could really get into any of the Mario Tennis games. Even Aces, really. I don't know. I've been always Mario Golf guy.
Yep. Dr. Mario, any playtime there?
A little bit. I have a little bit, but once again, just not one of those that I've really came back to ever since when I played it a long time ago.
Yeah. I have not played any of these yet. How is Mario Golf?
Are we talking about the Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
It's old. It's older. So, I mean, if you played any of the golf games from back then, whether it be the NES, SNES, it's pretty much the same thing. But it's okay. Mario Golf on the GameCube was my baby. So
yeah, Toadstool Tour. What's it called?
Yeah, Toadstool Tour. Yep.
Yeah, dude, that one's fun. That was my first as well. Yep. That was peak. Have you played Super Rush? I like Super Rush, not as much as I liked Toadstool Tour, and then I forget the name of the one on the 3DS. I like that. World Tour, right? Yeah, because it had lots of themed. Lots of themed courses and stuff like Yoshi, Donkey Kong and stuff. But this one, I feel like it was just like, here's a desert, here's a pond. One thing that I do appreciate, though, I do appreciate that they went in and put a freaking story mode in there, because something like Mario Strikers doesn't have a story mode. Right. Battle League. That's bad. That's really bad. They should have had something there. But yeah, I appreciated Super Rush's story mode. That was awesome. Mario Golf Game Boy Color, don't expect a story mode. That's a bit of a smaller game. I mean, unless it has one, does it? It doesn't have a story mode, but it's kind of like a Smash Bros. Adventure mode type of thing. Oh yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's not like a full-fledged, going around collecting stuff, going around the overworld, but yeah. I mean, even I'm not mistaken. What was the name of the one on the Switch again? I keep forgetting the name of that. Super Rush. It had boss battles too, which was interesting. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of content in that one, but I just feel like they needed a couple original worlds. And no, I agree. But those are all out now. Go play your freaking Mario Classic Game Boy games. Go and play those. But next, speaking of, I guess, would you say emulating these Game Boy games on the Nintendo Switch Online service, guys? We talked about last week, and the week before, actually, about how Nintendo was suing the Nintendo Switch emulator Yuzu. That's all wrapped up. I believe Yuzu had to pay, $2.4 million, do you know? Right around that, $2 million, yeah. Somewhere around there. Well, guys, guess what? The story doesn't quite end there, because there's a new emulator that has emerged. Guess what it's called? Do you want to do the honors in reading it? Suyu. It's called Suyu. Get it? Because, Nintendo will sue you. Do you think that was intentional? Naming it Suyu for Sue You?
I mean, if it wasn't, it's perfect.
It's
I mean,
totally
it works.
perfect. And it's even better because they're doing everything different from what Yuzu got caught for. So they're not teaching you how to emulate the games like how Yuzu kind of was. They don't have a Patreon. They're not making money off of that. And they've consulted with a lawyer to make sure that they cannot be sued by Nintendo. Will it still happen? We have yet to see. But that's out there. Any thoughts on Suyu or like the entire Yuzu thing? Because I haven't ever talked to you, about that.
Well, I've never really been into that. I mean, the most I've been into was like ROMs and stuff, or not ROMs, but what do you call it? Mods?
Mods,
because I modded my original Switch, and I would mod like Smash Bros and Mario Kart.
That's cool.
But I mean, I haven't been deep into Yuzu and looking into it, but obviously people have been using it for maybe what it's not used for. I remember, oh goodness, getting on TikTok and just seeing nothing but Tears of the Kingdom gameplay 3 weeks before it came out because people were like somehow getting, into the system and stuff. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? So I had to like delete everything. So, I mean, obviously there's a point as to why Nintendo does what they do sometimes. And I get it as far as the piracy reasons. But yeah, I mean, people that just want to, play some of these games in better frame rate on different, consoles and stuff like that, you can't really get too upset about that. But
yeah, dude, it's funny that you bring up the like Tears of the Kingdom TikTok stuff. Dude, that was like, for me it was with Mario Wonder. That was like the worst thing ever. I had seen a couple of videos. Well, first I had tweeted like, guys, is it safe to go on TikTok? Mario Wonder was leaked. I go on, I think maybe the 5th video that I saw was like a live Mario Wonder. I was like, shoot. But thankfully, it wasn't very much. Did you get anything Zelda spoiled for you on TikTok?
100%. I had probably like the first 3 dungeons. I've seen the final boss literally 2 weeks before the game could come out.
Oh.
And I'm like, and I think that's what prepared me for Mario Wonder. I'm like, as soon as there's like a big game coming out, I'm like, I'm done. I'm logging off. I'm done for that whole 2 weeks. But yeah, it spoiled a lot.
Well, good thing TikTok is getting banned.
Right?
Good, great thing for all of us here. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but if it does, we can't really complain because next thing you know, Princess Peach Showtime will probably leak next week. I guarantee you, there's gonna be somebody streaming on TikTok, or even worse, maybe YouTube Shorts. Maybe that can be a thing because now they can stream on there. Oh, it's just we just can't escape it, Landon.
I mean, either way, we've been seeing it. I mean, you'll get the thumbnail collection of all the bosses in the game.
Oh, no.
Oh, thanks. Cool. Yeah, thanks for that.
All right. So, reminder, don't go on social media at all next week. You're going to see a couple too many things that you don't want to see. But Suyu is an emulator. I haven't even, Suyu, can we go on their website or something? Here we go. You can download it. Sorry, I shouldn't. No, sorry. No, don't. I'm just saying. It's a bit. How do I? It's working. Don't use it illegally. That's not what I was trying to say there. Okay. I have to cut that out. Don't download it for the wrong reasons. All right.
Getting everybody in trouble out here.
All right, so on some lighter news, non-illegal news, also on Mario Day, we can head back to, not from Nintendo, but Mario Day. I guess it wasn't on Mario Day. I think it was like the day before. Lego had some reveals for some brand new 3 Mario Lego sets, and they had teased a bit more. Let me dive into the details here, and then we'll get Landon's thoughts. So the first set that was revealed is the Bowser Express train set. We then had the King Boo's Haunted Mansion set, and the Battle with Roy at Peach's Castle set. I'll have the pictures on screen for our video listeners. Audio listeners, I apologize. You're going to have to use your imagination here, or your Google if you are, if you're at a point where you can pull out the phone and do it. But the big shocker here, because I'm not sure, about you. I don't really care for those 3 sets.
No, not at all. I'm all for the big builds, like the Mario question block, the Bowser. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you get any of the Animal Crossing Lego?
I did not.
You know what? I was not going to either, but they're actually pretty cool. If you ever get the chance, get one of them. They're awesome.
Okay. All right.
But the big bang here is that Lego has teased Mario Kart Lego sets coming in 2025. Are you buying those?
Depends. I mean, I'm trying to think personally what it could be, and I have like a couple of ideas of like maybe individual sets where you can build like carts depending on the character in that set. So maybe like a motorcycle, like a cart, maybe just different things based on the characters. I don't know if they're going to be able to like maybe like a little RC car that you can build or something along those lines, or maybe like a little track you can build, maybe the entire like track Mario Kart Stadium or something along those lines. But I don't know. Maybe it's coming alongside something else in 2025, Mario Kart related. Huh?
Mario Kart 9. Okay, so I mean, do you think, because I mean, let's face it, the next Mario Kart game is coming soon. This is at any point in 2025. If the next console releases that year, do you think this kind of comes out in conjunction with whatever the next Mario Kart is?
I think it does. I think that makes sense. I mean, I'm already on I'm about 96% sure there's going to be some type of Mario Kart, at least news next year, if it's not coming next year. But I'm already expecting it to be like the big holiday game of next year. Like just the, big thing to really draw people into that console. And yeah, it makes sense. Just collab it, put them together. Who knows? Maybe it's a Lego Mario Kart game if we're not getting Mario Kart 9 yet.
Now, you said that you were 96% sure. What's 96? What else can get you the other 4%?
Well, based on how these rumors are going right now, it just seems like everything's moving around and shifting. So there's that 4% that they're going to be like, you know what? There's been internal delay again. We're going to 2026. So,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. But you think definitely Mario Kart something comes out launch year for the Switch too?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think so. It's time. I'm like, come on.
And then I don't believe that we'll talk about it later on in the podcast, so I'll get your thoughts now. You think that it definitely was delayed and it'll come out next year, like next March?
I think it was, and I think the big telling was the Nintendo Direct this year. I think there was definitely plans for, I think all the rumors were saying that he was going to get like a reveal in March before all that happened. You can tell Nintendo just had nothing to share. There was no Nintendo Direct. They were having partner showcases, which they only have if like some type of thing is going on around the world where they can't, show off, or they don't have anything to show off. So I think it was set up for that. And I do feel like something was delayed. It just feels like it's very quiet right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like if there wasn't a delay, I mean, it could still happen, but I doubt it. We'd have some sort of like reveal in April. And based off the Direct, I don't think, I agree with you. It's not going to happen, I don't think. Do you think maybe like a reveal in June or something?
That's what the new rumors are saying, but I mean, at this rate, I don't know. It also depends on, because I've been hearing stuff now saying, oh, we're going to have some type of, whether it be a mini or something in April. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess if they have a mini Direct in April, to me, that's like 100%. Yeah, they're going to have something in the summer because they got to get some hype surrounded around the next AAA game, the next 3D Mario. Come on, something, So I feel like, June is perfect.
Yeah, I also agree. Kicking off the summer, Switch 2, announce the release date March of next year. Like that's going to bring some eyes. I would want that to happen for sure. But our final piece of news here, before we move to the big announcement that came on Mario Day, the Mario movie. Well, I mean, I guess we should just go ahead and say it. Our next segment is the Mario movie 2 talk, because they announced a brand new Mario movie. But for this last piece of news, the Mario movie 1, not the second one, is actually coming back to theaters, at least AMC theaters. So, AMC Theaters has announced the return of the Mario movie. On June 28th, 2024, you can go to an AMC theater. I assume that we'll have more theaters get the Mario movie back, because I feel like it'd be a bit odd if just one had it. But that's the day after Luigi's Mansion 2 releases. Not that has any kind of correlation, but it's just good to know know when the dates are. But any thoughts? Are you seeing it again?
I might. I've seen it, I think, 3 times with different people. So I maybe. The thing is, the date's a little weird to me because I kind of expected this to be like on Mario Day.
Yeah.
Bring back one day for Mario Day. But see, I got you. I'm gonna give you some inside scoop here. They're doing this because they're gonna reveal that Switch 2 right before that in June, and they're gonna reveal that new Mario. So they're gonna be like, "Hey, there you go. That new Mario's coming out. Hey, watch this movie." Not
a bad actually rumor. I didn't even think about that. Like if they had the reveal like 2 weeks before, show up a new 3D Mario. That's a play right there.
I'm reaching though. I'm telling you, I'm getting my hopes up.
I don't know. I mean, a June reveal for Switch 2, you show off a bit of Mario. I don't know. Maybe. But
we can hope.
We can hope. We can. And we're probably hoping a bit too much. But
yes, we are.
I like to believe it. Like, bro, I almost believed the freaking direct rumor yesterday until I saw someone point out. Yeah?
We're all pulling from we're grasping something.
I almost believed it because, like, did you read it, guys? I'm gonna put it back on screen again. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up real quick because, like, this could be a whole topic in its own. Okay, did you see the if I can find it, Nintendo Direct? Did you see the name that they had come up with for Metroid Prime 4? Here it is. I'm gonna send it to you on Discord. Metroid Prime 4 Extinction is the name that they had come up with.
I'm just in this mindset that they are not showing or talking about Metroid Prime 4 still. And it's definitely not coming this year in my mind. I don't know. I mean, I can see why people would guess that because it's the last Switch game that we know of that's been announced technically that we don't have before moving on to the next console. But it just doesn't feel like they're not. We haven't got 2 and 3 yet. They just feel like they're not talking about this on purpose. You know, this feels like if they really are, you know, based on, you know, the devs that at least we know is like Call of Duty developers, you know, Halo developers working on this thing. It's going to be massive. It's going to look insane. I just feel like that's just a straight Switch 2 game. And I don't know. The name's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I kind of maybe if it's like the end of the Metroid Prime series, like Extinction ended off there. I don't know. But
I think that it has to come to Switch, just because they've promised it. But it might, you know, it might be like a dual release kind of thing where like it comes out on Switch 2 and Switch 1 probably. Yeah. Because it does seem like a bit of a beefier game. But like just to go over this freaking leak here, which once again we do want to stress is definitely most probably not true. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Animal Crossing New Leaf HD has my eyes. 7, 8, 9. I think it's more than 9 first-party games. I'm counting a few. Like some are published by Nintendo. There's a lot. There's way too much. Oh, it's not actually a mini direct. They're saying there's a direct in April, on April 18th, with a whole schedule of things. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's just put it to bed.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. That's done. Any final thoughts on the Mario movie coming back to theaters? Probably not.
No, I mean, yeah, it's good. I might check it out, but it's cool. It's coming back one more time.
Yeah, I might as well. But no more talk on the Mario Movie 1, guys. We got something announced on Mario Day that we have to discuss. The Mario Movie 2. Let's go ahead. Let's discuss. Alrighty, guys. Mario Day. We heard news from Miyamoto, who begins his tweets by saying, "This is Miyamoto." Have you seen that?
Every time it's just like he's being forced to do this. This is Miyamoto.
That's how you know things are going down. When a Nintendo tweet starts with "This is Miyamoto," that's how you know. But he on Mario Day announced pretty much that the next Mario Bros. Movie is in, would you call it development? Is that the word?
I guess like early stages probably.
Production is in production. Yeah. That's it. So basically what we've gotten, and you can add more if I'm missing any, it's releasing April 3rd, 2026. And he said that they're looking to broaden Mario's world. God, I do not want to see a Link or a Zelda cameo in the Mario movie. But based off the brief info that we have here, what are your thoughts on the whole thing? And feel free to like go on, because like I want to hear what you think of the Mario movie too.
So when I hear broaden Mario's world, I'm personally just thinking like they're taking us outside of just the Mushroom Kingdom, because that's pretty much where the whole first movie took us. Mushroom Kingdom, you know, with some small segments here and there, like they showed scenes of them walking in other kingdoms, like the Sand Kingdom from Odyssey and stuff. So I think they're just going to maybe just open it up more, because we've seen there was a Yoshi's Island area. They could have the Yoshis there. They could have, you know, I don't know if you've heard, there's been like some type of, you know, storyboard leak that showed them in some desert that, you know, with desert robes on and stuff. And a lot of people are thinking like they could be in like Sarasa Land seeing Daisy. So maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe they're just kind of expanding to other kingdoms. I think that's all they need to do. Just throw in some extra characters, throw in Bowser Jr., maybe even the Koopalings. I think, that's 7, 8 new characters right there. And then just, add some more heroes, maybe like Daisy and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of cool things they can do with it. It's still very, fresh. There's so many different games they can pull from. They could go to, brand new areas like Al Delfino from Sunshine. But yeah, I'm excited for whatever it's going to be. But I did see that they said Illumination is now working more directly with them, and I guess mainly for story purposes, because that's one of the biggest complaints for a lot of people is that the story. But I'm like, it's Mario. I don't know why people are expecting a huge story. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Do you think that they're going to have any like non-Mario characters in there? Because to broaden Mario's world, no.
I don't think there's a chance. And the only reason I say that is because if the Zelda movie coming out was animated, maybe. But the fact that that's going to be like live action, I don't think there's a way that they would do that right now, at least.
Yeah. Dude, that would be... So I just like imagine something. Could you imagine like a Tom Holland Link just shows up in like an animated Mario? This is bad. This is bad, Landon. This is really bad.
I don't even want to get into that movie right now.
Don't broaden Mario's world that much, please. But I do like but I do like what you said. Like they can go to so many other places, and like key characters, like you said, Daisy, Bowser Jr. weren't even in the first one. I would like to see any of that. I don't know what you make the story. Peach, Luigi got kidnapped. No spoiler. If that's a spoiler for you, I'm sorry. Go watch the movie. But like, I don't know where you go with the story. But April 3rd, 2026. Is that kind of upsetting that it's that far, or is that about right?
It's it's about right, honestly. Yeah, I don't have any complaints with that. But
yeah,
one more thing I wanted to touch on with the whole broadening the world. So one thing I thought about was they might just decide to expand on what they did the first time. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I had the ideas ready to go, but then, but no, like they pretty much had, them focused in the real world with Brooklyn and then going to the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff. And like you said, the story, there's not much they can do. We only know of them collecting power stars and saving Peach. If they're not saving Peach, what are they going to do? So maybe they're broadening the Mario's world means they're adding some new stuff. I wouldn't mind them add some new like lore, maybe even to make a story out of. Maybe that's what they mean. Like they're broadening what we know about Mario, because Mario's stories every single time is save Peach, so you get the power stars, stuff like that. So maybe they even adding like a new villain to work with Bowser or something. I don't know.
Do you think that that the next 3D Mario game would have any impact on what we see in the movie?
That's a good question, actually. I didn't even think about that because I don't know how far along, like at this rate, I'm just still waiting to hear something from it. But maybe, I'd say yes, because there was a surprising amount of Odyssey references in that movie. They even showed the Sand Kingdom to be an area. So I'm like, clearly that was worked alongside of Odyssey, and just looking at, the development of that. Maybe I could see definitely something.
Because like, it makes me think if that's coming out in 2026, we definitely will have a brand new 3D Mario on Switch 2. Probably, most likely at that point. If it doesn't launch with Switch 2, we're gonna have something. So, if that's gonna be recent, I would think that let's say that they add a new enemy or even like a new big character possibly. I think that probably should be in the Mario movie too. Just because, it kind of helps promote the game. If they add, if they give Lakitu a sister, I better see her in the Mario movie too. It helps promote the new 3D Mario game.
Yeah. And there's just like, I'm still thinking of some of the stuff that they have already had in Mario games that they could just add that would be so massive. Could you imagine Bowser, uses that dragon from Mario Odyssey in a movie?
Yeah.
The Lord of Lightning and just like stuff like that would be so cool. But yeah, they definitely should pull. And it might even be like both ways. They could definitely do stuff. Maybe this next Mario game was influenced by things in the movie because the rumors are saying it's going to be an open world or open zone Mario game. So I'm thinking to myself, like, using that Mushroom Kingdom as like a template, where you can go around the Mushroom Kingdom, the Toad Town, and just kind of go wherever you want all over the world. And so maybe they both influence each other. So it's hard to say.
Yep. And then there was a rumor that came out like 3-4 months ago about one of the actors saying that there would be a trilogy. Do you think if the second movie does well that they're going to make a third?
Oh, they're going to make a 10th. They're going to... It's not going to stop at a trilogy, trust me.
No,
yeah, no way.
Yeah, but Mario movie 2 should be good. That's obviously a day one see for both of us.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting our freaking large popcorn.
Yeah.
Dude, should be great. And then I like to make predictions on the show. So to kind of close out this segment, this is going to be a bit bold. What month and what year do you think that we see the first trailer for the movie?
We see the first... So what were they saying? April of 2026 is the release.
Yes.
Which is never confirmed until like it gets closer because they could definitely push that back.
Yes.
I'm saying probably mid 2025 as the first trailer around, that June slot. But then again, they might even give us like a tease at something. Like they like to do also the Game Awards or something. They might give us a tease or like Jeff Keighley's Summer Playfest, whatever that is. So something along that time. But yeah, around the middle of 2025, I'd say. Maybe even beginning of 2025.
Yep, for sure. No, I agree. Like if that's April, mid 25 would be like 10 months out. Yeah, I mean, we should hear something by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we hear something, but that's the Mario movie too. Let us know in the comments if you're listening on a platform that can comment, Spotify and YouTube. I'm looking at you. Anyone else, please leave us a 5-star review. Anyway, we're going to get to our Q&A. Let us know how excited you are for that. And yeah, any closing thoughts on Mario movie 2?
Ready for it.
Ready for it. Indeed. It does suck that it's 2 years away, though. More than that.
Yeah.
But
if there's a game in between, hold us off. I have no problems with it.
Yeah, that'll be nice. We still have more to look forward to. But let's go ahead. Let's head over to the answering your questions, the Q&A segment. Let's skadoodle. Ladies and gents, it's the people segment. The answering your questions, the Q&A. We have questions from you guys. I'm going to do a bit of explaining, a bit of preparation, and then we'll dive right into it. So if you want to ask us any kind of question, me and the next guest, me and Landon, whoever it is on the show, we're gonna have Landon back on, so we'll have to announce ahead of time when he comes back on. We'll have him back on to discuss the Mario movie 2 in 2 years, so should be great. Look forward to it. If you want to ask a question on my YouTube community tab, every single Wednesday I post a post saying, "Hey, hope you're well. Ask questions. Goodbye." And you all leave questions there. If you do want to guarantee your question, there's a link down below in the description to become a EmSwizzle Prime channel member that'll guarantee your question. We have some member questions here. Let's go ahead. Let's dive in. Corey, so I'm going to read the question, and then I'll give it to you, and then I'll answer it afterwards. Corey asks, I was wondering if you played Pokemon Red or Blue. What was your starter? Mine was Bulbasaur.
I only played Sword and Shield. I'm not a Pokemon guy, but I can tell you I would choose Squirtle.
Yep, I'm in the same boat as you. So, I mean, apart from Squirtle, I have not played Pokemon Red or Blue just because, like, I'm like you. I didn't really grow up on Pokemon, I guess. I was never, like, the Pokemon kid with his Game Boy in his back pocket. But, I've played Sword and Shield, played X. I would probably pick Charizard, though. Or, Charmander. There we go. Then, Splatty ATL Hawks, Atlanta Hawks, asks, is it better to get a Nintendo Switch case for the Joy-Cons with a grip so you can use Rumble, Motion, NFC, or buy third-party Joy-Cons that have a grip, but it doesn't have the features of a regular Joy-Con? What do you think?
That's a good question. Well, I'm personally someone that always likes to buy like the actual Joy-Con because I've had lots of bad experiences. I don't know if you remember the Mad Cat controllers or whatever they were called for the GameCube. Oh my goodness, they were so horrible.
I have to
They're
Google
supposed to
these.
be like the first cordless GameCube controller thing. They were just absolutely horrible. Yeah, don't. If you want one, don't.
I'm gonna look these up. Oh, those are ugly. Why do they have hair
Oh.
sticking out?
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
not actually
don't.
hair, but it's like these weird ridges or whatever. That's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends because I would say definitely go third party because it's $80 for some Joy-Con. So anything that comes with the Joy-Con is going to be expensive from Nintendo and stuff like that. So I mean, if you go third party, just make sure you get something that looks stable, that looks sturdy, it looks like it does everything that you need it to do. It definitely can save you $1 for sure from Nintendo's prices.
For sure. It's hard because you do have to factor in price. As you said, Joy-Con's like $80. That's a bit crazy, to be honest. Like even like Xbox controllers, which I would argue are maybe better, are like 60. Like that's a pretty fair price. Even like the Pro controller, $70-$80, whatever it is. I don't know. I mostly use a lot of third-party things, and if I ever need that, the only thing that I'm missing is like the Amiibo NFC. If I ever need that, which I don't need it often, I just like undock the Switch, scan it in, put it back. Like for me, that's good enough. So I would honestly say that's hard because it depends on your price range.
Exactly.
Pro controller, like the official Pro controller or Joy-Cons on top, but I would say a lot of times I use third-party stuff. So with the price range, I'd figure it out. But third-party is not bad at all if you find one that has rumble and motion there.
I'm gonna say third party for sure. Now that I think about it, because I have gotten a couple just Joy-Cons, and I can tell you right now, I'm actually one of the people that have gotten so much drift on all my original Joy-Con. I mean, like every single one, and it's horrible. So I'm like, you're paying $80 for drift compared to something that might not. That's a lot cheaper. Maybe you should stick with something third party until Nintendo finds a better way to make these controllers.
Yeah, and gets the price down. That would be nice as well. Then Hamza asks us, I love your content. And also, when we got the release dates for Luigi's Mansion 2 and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, were you shocked, like me, that Paper Mario Thousand Year Door would release before Luigi's Mansion 2?
Slightly, but not all that much, because a lot of people were mentioning the fact that it got rated. It just dropped its rating, so like that normally means it's almost ready to go. So I was like, I still expect it to be at the end of the year, but it wasn't like blowing my mind that it came out sooner.
Yeah, when I saw that rating, I was like, okay, it's probably coming sooner than we think. I didn't know it would come before. I predicted it, but I didn't know like for sure. So I was a bit shocked. It was kind of cool, and especially it being like such a classic game. It's nice that that's coming out, not in August or September or something like that. Wait, you pre-ordered it from GameStop, right?
Yes.
Do they have any like pre-order bonuses?
They do, but they're always the most lame things ever. It's like a horrible built together keychain that breaks in 2 weeks, or like a sticker.
Do you pre-order most things from there?
Yes, because normally I would do Amazon. They would always get it pretty early, but then like there was a couple times they just like something happened and it would like miss its release date by 3 days. Never again. I was like, I will go to GameStop. I cannot have Tears of the Kingdom come here 4 days late. No.
Yep.
But,
and then the reason I ask is because I've pre-ordered so many things there, I've become like a pin collector. Pikmin 4 pins. Zelda, I think they gave out pins. Splatoon, they gave out so many pins for any game that comes out. It's kind of odd, but yeah. How many pins do you have from GameStop?
I have a bin full of pins and posters, and I just don't have anywhere to put them now because we're about to move. So I'm just sitting in crates right now, not touched. But I have a lot. Yeah.
See, the posters are cool because you can like hang them up and everything. The pins, what are you gonna do? Wear a Zelda pin to like a freaking? I don't know.
Yeah, the only pins I actually really liked is, I don't know if you picked up during like the Mario 35th anniversary on Nintendo's website, you could order. It was like a box of all these pins based on Mario's games. It's like a Sunshine pin, a 64 pin, and stuff like that. I like those. I have no clue what to do with them though.
I did not get those. I think I know what you're talking about though. Those ones are cool, but yeah, GameStop, step up your pre-order bonus game. I did see recently that Target is giving out like a Princess Peach Showtime cup. Like, I don't.
It's funny you say that because I got one of those from Splatoon 2. It was like a cup where you pour liquids in it. Like if it's hot, it would like change colors to like pink and green. But here's my problem with stores that it's not GameStop is that they do not care to stock their games until like so late. I'm like, you go there in the morning as soon as they open and like you can't find anybody to go ask. And like it's like somewhere in the back room still in a box. I'm just like, put the game out.
I know. Yeah. It's bad. But if you, on the topic, last thing, if you are buying Princess Peach Showtime, sorry if you ever pre-ordered at GameStop, I'm like kind of like rubbing it in your face. Best Buy does have, do you guys see that like amiibo diorama thing or whatever back there where you can like put the amiibo or whatever? They're giving out one for Princess Peach Showtime, so maybe go to Best Buy. Sorry, not to like rub it in because I feel like you have a GameStop order, but yeah.
I don't want to see another amiibo thing again. I've got too many I don't know what to do with. I don't know where to put them.
And then Doggo asks, what's the better console version, the base NES or the top loader NES? I didn't even know what this was, to be honest.
I don't either.
Yeah, can we Google this? Base NES versus top loader NES. See, what is this? What is this? Top loader NES. Here we go. Front loader is more finicky, but I prefer it since it has the composite out. See, I don't know none of this.
Huh.
I guess you put in your games from the top. It's a top loader.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
One, but yeah, I don't. What would I prefer? They both play the games.
I mean, yeah, but I guess like design wise, what would you choose?
Okay, I can see. I'm seeing more pictures, and I see why there is a big difference because you got the cartridge like sticking out the thing compared to like sticking it in like a DVD player. I like the game showing. That's pretty cool, but I feel like I'd rather just have it all just inside and just like put it on a shelf because it's harder to put things on. Yeah, it just looks too clunky with it sticking out like that. So
no, I agree, and some people like that, but I almost like popping it in the little slot and like closing the little flap. Like that's so cool to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess both of us pick the base NES.
Yeah, go the base one.
Yep. And then let's go gaming. If Nintendo made another new Super Mario Bros. Game instead of Mario Bros. Wonder, do you think it still would have sold well?
Yep. Like hotcakes.
Why is that?
Because it's Mario.
I mean, no lies detected. If you make a Mario game, you're selling a lot of copies. I agree. I think it just would have maybe sold a bit worse because like you're gonna have those people who can't tell the difference between one game and the other. Like it'll look the same, I assume, as the Wii U Mario Bros. And the Wii Mario Bros. which already looked the same.
Yep.
I don't think that they would have made many changes if they didn't add the whole Wonder thing.
Yeah, the U Deluxe thing was probably the only thing that would hurt it. Is just that's on the Switch.
That too, yeah.
Okay, is this just like another? Is this a DLC again? What is this?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it still would have sold well.
Yeah,
and
sold
it
well.
Probably would have been super basic, Koopalings and all that jazz. But
Yeah, would have been bad. But thankfully, they made Mario Wonder.
Yeah, they did.
What are your thoughts on it? I never got your thoughts.
It's amazing. I really don't have much complaints. I mean, it's very short, and I think my only complaint really was just the lack of boss battles because it just had Bowser Jr. 4 times. I would like, especially with all the transformations and crazy things going on, I would like to see some like cool boss battles with that. But I mean, yeah, I love it.
My only complaint was the difficulty. Like the final boss battle just was not hard. Like anybody can do it on their first try, which I don't really like. I want a challenge.
See, and that's funny because you see people online that say like this is one of the like harder Mario games and like this and like everybody was having problems with that beat block level. And I didn't know what they were talking about for the longest time. And I was even on like other podcasts. You're like, man, that took me forever. And I'm like, I had to go back into the game and see what they were talking about. I was like, it was a little like it had me maybe fall down once.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But not to act like everything is easy. The only thing that like really stumped me was like the last secret world or whatever. Dude, that sucked. That one sucked.
Yep, I agree. Especially that very last level where you have all the badges.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
But it was hard.
Yeah, it was fun, but it sucked. And also to get like all of the purple coins or whatever, like that was just terrible. I don't want to play it again. That's like, what's it called? The 3D World one, Victory Road, Superstar Road. What's it called?
Oh yeah, the what
Victory
is that called?
Road? Or no, it's not what is it? Hold on, I forget. Something Road, or no, that's like Pokemon.
Champions Road?
Something like that. They all know what we're talking about. But yeah, that one sucked too.
Yeah. Especially when you had to, like, if you went to 100% that, you had to play with every character and get the top of the flagpole.
Yeah. Bad. And then Camden, favorite cartoon character.
Ooh. Favorite cartoon. I'm gonna let you go first. So I can dig a little deeper.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I didn't really grow up with like a ton of cartoons. I was more so like a Disney Channel kid, like watching like the live action, the Austin and Alleys.
Yep, same here. So
I wouldn't even have like a good answer. I could say SpongeBob. I like SpongeBob. He's pretty cool. You know what? I'll be different and go Patrick.
Okay. The only thing I can remember is I watched this show called Chalk Zone, and this little kid, he had like this magic chalk, and he could like make things come to life. So, and he had like a best friend named Snap. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, this is such a deep cut, and there's gonna be one person out there that knows. But Snap from Chalk Zone. There you go. There you go.
Comment down below if you know this character. Unfortunately, I don't. But hey, the commenters will probably know. And then to close it all out, Phoenix Smith asks, how many copies of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door do you think will sell?
Well, I actually pulled something up here because I was very interested in this. And actually, you go first again because I closed it.
Okay. Honestly, if I can look at the Paper Mario Origami King sales, how many did that sell? Not that that's going to be like a big indicator, but I do want to know. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're probably the same thing.
But yeah, I was gonna say, so Super Paper Mario sold 4 million. That was the highest, which is still crazy to me. That's the highest Paper Mario game, and it's not even like a true RPG Paper Mario experience.
That's crazy. 4 is the highest?
4.2 mil. And then Origami King is in second with 3.4. So I think, obviously the Thousand Year Door only had 1.9, but that was because it was on the GameCube. So I think that was a big factor. But of course, with all the hype around, you got people hyping this thing up like crazy. It's a cult classic. People are really going to just, it's going to be hype madness when this thing comes out. I think it could reach 6/7 million. That's where I'm going to go.
Yep. What am I going to say here? I think, honestly, I almost might give it like a 3.5 million, like a 4 million, just because, and here's why. Because like Metroid Prime Remastered, not as big of a cult classic, but a cult classic, a loved game, only did like a little over 1 million, I think, last time that I checked. And we have a remake here. A lot of people already have it, which, I mean, most of those people will probably buy the remake, but I don't really see it. End of the Switch's lifetime, $60. I don't really see it selling more than 4, like beating Super Paper Mario.
The only reason I think it will is because just the fact that Metroid is still trying to become this like, known thing in everybody's household. Samus, and where it's Mario, like I'm even looking like Mario RPGs already got up to 3.1 mil. So I'm thinking there could be a chance just because it's a Mario game and people just, are hearing the hype around it. Like, I'll try it out. Everybody's talking about this Mario game. Yeah. And especially considering the fact that it might be the biggest game this year. That and Peach
might crazy. Be, yeah.
So I'm being wishful. I'm saying 6 or 7, just because also we really just want Paper Mario to return like this again. So it might, generate some hype for everybody to get this game. I'm hoping. So.
I would like to see it. But guys, that'll do it for the Mario Matter episode number 80. Thank you so much, Landon, for coming on. Where can the people find you online?
Well, you can have you find me, not have me, not for sale. You can find me on Twitter, Nin10doland, and Nin10doland on YouTube. I'll be posting pretty much Monday through Friday, just any news, updates, and stuff about all things Nintendo.
And that is Nin10doland with a 10 instead of the TEN.
That is a 10. Yep.
That is a 10. Go and check him out. His links will be down below. Thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me. It was fun.
I appreciate it. We'll see you all next Saturday, or maybe just me for Princess Peach Showtime, and all the rest of it. We'll have Landon back on one day in the future. We'll see you all soon. Adios.